Hi, I am Flo Tesla, and I saw something today that was written by Senator Pan in California, and basically what he says is actually let me read it here to you. And he put it in quotations. Creating a system to ensure that medical exemptions are scientifically justified isn't just a public safety issue, it's also imperative for ensuring that white privilege isn't given the imprimatur of the medical establishment, using it to sidestep democratically enacted law. Okay, so there are so many things in this one statement that needs to be put straightened up. You've got a little bit of seeds in here that are being planted, and I just want to let you know that these are viruses rather than seeds. And let me tell you what the truth really is. So, first things first, medical exemptions are scientifically justified. What does that mean? That science is God? Scientifically justified. If I don't want to inject my child with anything, I don't need to scientifically justify that. But let's put it on a medical level, okay? If we're going to say medically justified, let's define what medical is. Is a naturopath medical? Where do we draw the line? Because is chiropractic medical? What is medical? Or is only pharma medical? So are we saying only scientifically proven pharma experts have decided that it is that? Are we comfortable as a people saying that these people who are educated by the pharma are going to make the decisions for us and our children, and to make sure that even if we go and seek out a medical exemption, they'll be there to stop us from getting that for our child? That's the first thing. So, a public safety issue, the public safety issue is our government requiring us to inject our children with anything. Anything. Nothing needs to be injected into our children forcibly, ever. So that's the next thing. Okay, so also, white privilege. White privilege? I just recently read that the MMR vaccination is worse for black children and Hispanic children than it is for white children. So I would say the vaccine itself is giving white privilege, right? So this whole idea of white privilege, are we kidding here? If I don't want my child injected with something, that means I have white privilege? How do the two even go together? I'm a mother. If you're a mother, you can see this. It doesn't matter what race you are. White privilege doesn't come into taking care of your child and being able to make decisions as a parent. We didn't have our children for the government to raise. We had our children for us to raise. If we had our children for the government to raise, they'd be in government hands, and the government does make those decisions for those children. But our children are in our homes. There is no reason for us to not be able to make those decisions for our children. I can't even believe this. And to sidestep democratically enacted laws, to even say SB 277 was democratically enacted, is a violation of anything pure and good, okay? Because I was in Sacramento and I saw how many people showed up, and I saw democratically that law was not enacted. We were not allowed to speak. We were not allowed to speak. We gathered thousands and thousands of petitions to ask for it to come to a vote. That law never came to vote, never came to the people, okay? These people, these politicians that are bought off, like Senator Pan, that is who made that decision. That to me is not democratically. That is not at all. He got paid for that. We have proof he got paid for that. So this is a message to the parents of the medically fragile who are telling us to vaccinate our children to protect your children, okay? My son has autism. He's medically fragile. Guess what? He gets a medical exemption. Guess what? They're coming after us. We are anti-vaccine. if you don't think about it. I mean, think about it, okay? Your child can't get vaccinations. That means vaccinations are not good for everybody. For you to think that your child is better off by my child being injured, knowing your child could be injured by the same thing, and you're refusing that, you're anti-vaccine. Medically fragile parents, or parents of children who are medically fragile, are anti-vaccine. And you should be. Obviously, that's why your child doesn't get vaccinated. But they're coming after you. So you better start understanding which side that you're on. And you better start speaking out on that side. Because guess what? You know, what are we going to do? You know? I mean, my goodness, already at this point, it's not a white privilege. It's actually a privilege of money, right? Because in order to get a medical exemption, you have to pay like $700 to $1,000, right? So not only white people can afford that, and not all white people can afford that. So let's not bring it down to white privilege. It's actually privilege of the rich is what we're talking about, and that's why he's attacking that, because they're definitely not getting their children vaccinated. I promise you, they're not. The educated, the well-educated, and the wealthy do not vaccinate, even if they tell you to vaccinate yours. Okay? So let's just go there. So parents of medically fragile children, you are anti-vaccine. Okay? And let me let you know why you need to turn now if you haven't already, because the bill is coming after you. It's coming after you. So do what you got to do. But let me let you know, you've been told. So have a good day. We need to live our true self and be who we are. And vaccinating everyone is not okay. It's just not. You are anti-vaccine.